Let's now go across to our guests. We're joined by Ashutosh Srivastava, Advocate Supreme Court, someone who supports the BJP, Mudit Agarwal, spokesperson of the Congress, and Alok Vats, the BJP leader. Alok Vats, your response first to the reactions we're getting, even the Trinamool Congress, reacting very, very strongly about the action against Rahul Gandhi. Mamata Banerjee, in fact, tweeting about it and saying that we have witnessed a new low for our constitutional democracy.
Well, Gargi, let me tell you one thing. It's the law which has taken its own course. Where is the BJP involved in it? You said something defamatory against a particular community, and one man filed a case, and there he was, a sentence was pronounced, and that has gone to the parliament, and the Secretary General has taken cognizance, and he has disqualified him.
But do you think with what has happened and this sort of action against Rahul Gandhi, now the Trinamool Congress also speaking out and, supporting the Congress, so in a sense, the opposition parties now coming together and even supporting the Congress here?
It's a good sign that the opposition is trying to unite, which was in disarray till date.
All right,
we want some competition. Let them come.
Okay, Mudit Agarwal, your response to what Mr. Vatt said, and also how big of a blow is this? Congress now fearing that he can be, barred from contesting elections for 8 years or so?
No, we are not scared of anything. That's number one. This government believes in...
6 years?
Excuse me, Mr. Watts, can you keep quiet? You have had your say. Can you let me complete, or are you going to have a dictatorship here also on TV? Is that the case?
Be polite in your talk.
Yeah, I am. So the anchor is giving me time, so I would request you to kindly not interject in the middle. That'd be great. Okay, see, this government believes in politics of intimidation. That's what's been happening in India for the last 8 years. Anyone who speaks against Modi government, let it be politician, let it be Rahul Gandhi, let it be civil society, let it be farmers, let it be anyone. They are taken to task by hook or by crook. These guys are rattled so much by criticism that they just cannot handle criticism. They actually do not believe in democracy. For them, believing in democracy means everyone should do their worship. Modi ji wants himself to be worshipped, so he just cannot handle criticism. That's point number one. Congress has raised serious objections to the verdict which has come. We totally disagree with the verdict which has come, and for that we will take a legal recourse. We have certain grounds on which one of them was the jurisdiction, whether the court in Surat really had a jurisdiction. That was number one. The second was that the complainant, there's a very fishy thing that happened, that the complainant himself, when there was a different magistrate, went to a higher court and said, I won't stay on the proceeding. The day magistrate was changed, then he said, no, I withdraw my application for staying the proceedings. I mean, that itself is fishy. So I'm sure higher courts are going to take cognizance of all these, and we will get justice. But
so
the larger
questioning the judge also in this matter, and the fact that yes, it was delayed by the petitioner himself, which was slightly unusual. All right, we're getting visuals of Rahul Gandhi also at his residence there.
Yeah. So the second thing is, am I allowed to speak now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. See, again, the other thing that we also say, in a criminal proceeding of defamation, I don't think any case would have happened in India where anyone would have got a maximum sentence. I don't think that has ever happened. That's another point to take into account. And also in criminal law, you actually need to show the intent. If you really look at what Rahul Gandhi ji said in a 30-minute speech, 26 seconds, he was mentioning about Mr. Nirav Modi, Mr. Lalit Modi, and Mr. PM Modi. If Mr. PM Modi was so disturbed, he should have filed a criminal complaint, but he did not. He found a surrogate to do that.
Mr. Agarwal,
Mr. Mudit Agarwal, all the intentions of the government.
Mr. Mudit Agarwal, so, when you say he was talking about Nirav Modi, he was talking about, those economic offenders who have turned fugitive. Everybody understands that bit. But here is an order that was handed over to Rahul Gandhi, not by the Bharatiya Janata Party, sir. It was handed over by a Chief Judicial Magistrate's Court in Surat.
That's fine.
So you're questioning, of course, what you're doing is you're questioning the order
I can do that.
Or the judgment of the court.
I am allowed to say that the judge has erred and the decision of the court is wrong. I'm allowed to say that. I'm not imputing any motive to the judge. So whenever you go for an appeal, in an appeal you always say that the lower court heard. So what's wrong with saying that?
Let's get
I'm
into
not
the legal
imputing
voice
motives.
also here.
Very different things. And Mr. Vats do not understand. If you cannot understand that, what can I say about
higher court
intellect?
and get a stay on the
I'm allowed to do that.
What happens
I'm not allowed
then
to
to
do
his
that.
disqualification?
Can't even wait for 30 days. So much is the fear in Mr. Modi that he almost instructed the speaker to take this action. Can you deny that?
I'd like to get the legal
That the action was not taken under the pressure from Mr. Modi by the speaker.
Today he's been disqualified. Tomorrow if the higher court gives him a stay on his
guts to face us politically. That's how you indulge in intimidation.
Just
That's the hallmark of this government.
From the lawyer right now.
That's the hallmark of Modi government, intimidation.
Gargi, let me tell you one thing.
I'm sorry, both of you, if you can just for a minute, just let Ashutosh come in here, then we'll come back to you.
Look at the state of the media. I mean, they
I'm going to have to mute your mic, but I really want to hear from
Everyone is scared to
Ashutosh
answer
what he has
questions.
to say on this, because this is something we want to
Modi.
understand. Yes,
These are
Ashutosh,
facts.
go ahead. Right, Ashutosh, if you can explain to us what happens now, should Rahul's team finally approach a higher court and get a stay on what the Surat court, that the conviction?
See, first I would like to explain as to how the disqualification of any MLA, MP or MLC takes place. So we should refer to one judgment of the Supreme Court, which is Lily Thomas versus Union of India, that was passed on 10th of July 2013. And based on that judgment, it clearly stated, the bench of the Supreme Court, that if any member of parliament or MLA or MLC is convicted for a sentence more than 2 years, then in that case, the candidature of that person, whether it is a member of parliament, MLA or MLC, will be suspended. And accordingly here, if we see the case of defamation under section 499/500, which was proved in the due process of law was followed. And after the trial was concluded, Mr. Gandhi has been convicted. And the imprisonment is more than 2 years, and hence the same judgment applies here. And accordingly, the candidature is cancelled. So it is as per the law.
I think all this we've spoken at length about yesterday as well. Megha and I, we spoke to our reporters, legal experts, and they said it's an automatic disqualification. And today that notification has come. But we want to know what happens next. Should he get relief from a higher court?
Yes. Now when he challenges this order before the higher court, and if the higher court is convinced to grant a stay based on the submissions of Mr. Gandhi's counsel, that yes, there is some merit in the case, only in that case when the suspension of the sentence is granted by the court and the order of the lower court is stayed, then only in that case his candidature can again be regained by him. Otherwise not. If he does not get any contrary order or a stay to the operative order of the judicial magistrate first class, which has been passed at present, then in that case he cannot get any relief.
Right. So Mr. Srivastava, that is going to take some time, by the looks of it. And from whatever we've been able to pick up from the leaders of the Congress, especially the lawyers who are there, who might be assisting Rahul Gandhi and his legal team, it looks to us that maybe perhaps it will take another week or so for them to approach a higher court, because they're getting the entire Gujarati order translated. So it will take time. In the meanwhile, if the ECI moves, that is one aspect we need to explore and understand what that can actually mean for Rahul Gandhi and his career as a politician. We will be discussing about that, but I want to quickly bring in Mr. Alok Vats here, the BJP leader. Mr. Vats, I am listing out the number of political parties who have come out in support and solidarity of Rahul Gandhi. They were there in the march. You're hearing statements and reactions coming in from them. Some of them, the Samajwadi Party, you heard Akhilesh Yadav. TMC, Mamta Banerjee, Derek O'Brien, you heard A. Raja from the DMK, you heard Sanjay Singh from the Aam Aadmi Party, you had D. Raja from the left and A. Raja from the DMK, you had Priyanka Chaturvedi from the Shiv Sena. They are just some of the people who have come out in support support. They're being very vocal, solidly supporting Rahul Gandhi. Is that now concerning you? Because everybody is now questioning the BJP, saying that they are the ones behind this speed, the lightning speed with which the secretariat there in the Lok Sabha issued the notification expelling Rahul Gandhi from the parliament.
Let me tell you one thing. Till yesterday, they were questioning the authority of the legal court. And now today, they are questioning the authority of the parliament. Well, it is not done. Everything has been done under the law. If they think that there is something wrong, they can move to the court. And if the court feels that something wrong has been done, they will undo it. But till date, what has happened is all under the law. And if the opposition is uniting on this issue, I am happy about it. Because we had no opposition till date. Let there be some opposition. It is good for the democracy.
All right, that's very magnanimous of you. We'll continue this discussion, and Megha has we
You
have
actually
more
think he
questions.
believes
In fact,
it?
we will come back. We have to take a break, but we'll come
Come on.
back and with more questions for our guests. Do stay on. Welcome back. The big breaking news we're tracking right now. A day after Rahul Gandhi was convicted by a Surat court in a defamation case and sentenced to 2 years in jail. Today, he has been disqualified from Lok Sabha. That notification coming just a short while ago, and the Congress protesting over this, but the BJP saying that this is on expected lines. Remember, yesterday as well, legal experts were saying it's an automatic disqualification. Well, to talk more about this, we're joined by Megha and Akhilesh for more. And Akhilesh, the Congress is hitting out over this, and they've been saying that talking about how the haste in which this has happened. Mamata Banerjee too has reacted to this.
Well, as far as the BJP is concerned, they are saying that it is very clear as per the constitution and also as per the Supreme Court order in 2013 that whenever any member of parliament or legislature or municipal, if he is convicted in corruption charges for 2 years or more, then the membership automatically, he is also automatically disqualified. And that's why the same logic applies on Rahul Gandhi also. He is just another MP, and because yesterday the Surat court had convicted him for 2 years, had given him 2 years sentence, and that's why this constitution provision applies on Rahul Gandhi, and that's why the Lok Sabha secretariat had no other option but to issue the notification. Of course, the timing can be questioned. The Congress party is saying that they could have waited for some more time and would have allowed him to appeal to the higher courts or to get a stay on the conviction. But of course, the Lok Sabha secretariat sources say that the law is very clear. The Supreme Court has said made it very clear that moment a member is convicted, he loses the membership.
Right, and we can imagine that the BJP would not wait, wouldn't give that sort of grace time, or, they would move very fast. It's all politics as well, isn't it, Akhilesh?
That's right. I mean, it suits the BJP also, because BJP has been trying very hard to keep Rahul Gandhi in focus. If you recall what Mamata Banerjee had said few days ago, that Rahul Gandhi is actually Narendra Modi's TRP and BJP wants to make him a hero. So this is what was alleged by Mamata Banerjee, and we have been watching for the past few months that how Rahul Gandhi has been in limelight, whether it's for his Bharat Jodo Yatra or for his controversial statements in London visit, or his raising the demand of his apology inside the house. All these issues BJP has been highlighting to underline the fact that Rahul Gandhi remains in the focus, and of course it suits the BJP, because BJP has seen that in the past two Lok Sabha elections, 2014 and 2019, whenever it was Modi versus Rahul, Modi had an upper hand. So BJP is hoping that if it becomes another Rahul versus Modi in 2024, of course Modi will have an advantage.
Right, and Akhilesh, though some BJP supporters feel too much importance has been given to Rahul Gandhi. Now, of course, his conviction and now disqualification, but even before that, to have treasury benches holding up parliament because of something Rahul Gandhi, as you said, just another member of parliament, what he said.
Well, it may be because of some BJP strategy, as I have mentioned, that the BJP wants Rahul Gandhi to remain in limelight, and that's why we have seen probably for the first time that the treasury benches they did not allow the house to function, and that's why the budget, which is a very big, very important document, it was to be approved with a vice vote. There was no discussion on the budget, and some opposition parties have objected to this, that how come a 45 lakh crore budget be approved without any discussion in the parliament. But this is how the things are, because BJP, there's also allegation by the opposition that BJP wants to divert the focus from the JPC demand. So this is one of the reasons that why they were keeping focus on Rahul Gandhi. So this is all BJP versus opposition parties, and it remains to be seen, Gargi, what happens in the coming days, because the Congress has option to take the fight among the people and also to the courts, and they can always challenge the conviction in the higher courts. And if they get a stay on Rahul Gandhi's conviction, then of course Rahul Gandhi's membership can be restored, as we have seen in the case of Lakshadweep MP recently.
But Akhilesh, please do tell me then, all of this that has been happening now, the reactions that are coming in from the opposition parties. I mean, it's interesting to note that whatever has happened today, with the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi, till before the disqualification, I don't think we were seeing this kind of a support that has come in right after the disqualification. Minutes after the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi from Lok Sabha, you are having the biggest of the names from the side of the opposition coming out in support. And especially, when we make this point, we must talk about the TMC, Mamata Banerjee, and then Abhishek Banerjee. He's tweeting saying democratic India is an oxymoron. He is a man who was trying to take on Rahul Gandhi just a few days back. Taking on Rahul Gandhi, criticizing Rahul Gandhi. I remember one of his interviews where he said, there's no question of standing by the Congress party. We don't believe in the ideology they practice. And of course, questioning the leadership of Rahul Gandhi. Here, the same man has, those foes have now turned friends.
And even Akhilesh Yadav spoke out very strongly. Also someone who was, distancing from the Congress.
This should be concerning for the BJP, isn't it? I mean, you think, Akhilesh, that this is going to make the bond of the opposition stronger, bring together those parties that were not seeing eye to eye?
Well, I think, Megha, is very clear that Rahul Gandhi does not unite the opposition parties. In fact, he divides the opposition parties. And we have seen that from time to time, no opposition party is big enough, they want to support Rahul Gandhi as their prime ministerial candidate. Because we have seen, be it Sharad Pawar, be it Mamata Banerjee, or even, in fact, Nitish Kumar, they do not want Rahul Gandhi as a prime ministerial candidate. That's why on this particular issue, there may be support for Rahul Gandhi because it fits in the larger narrative of democracy being in danger and all. But as we move towards the election of the Lok Sabha, I don't see a larger opposition unity on the name or face of Rahul Gandhi, because we have seen that how the regional kshatraps, they have taken the space from the Congress. So they don't want to give the space back to the Congress party, whether it's in Uttar Pradesh or in Bihar or a larger state like Maharashtra or West Bengal. So it remains to be seen how things unfold, but I do not see a possibility of Rahul Gandhi emerging as the larger opposition face or a prime ministerial face of the opposition.
Right. So let me take this thought of Akhilesh to Mudit Agarwal of the Congress. Mr. Agarwal, the point that my colleague Akhilesh is making, and he has been, tracking the political developments in our country, and he tracks both the parties very closely. He's saying that, it is only an issue-based. It's only an issue-based support that Rahul Gandhi is getting today from, be it Mamata Banerjee or from Akhilesh Yadav or other big faces from the opposition, that it really is not going to ensure that these parties who are trying not to come together, because there's a TMC who doesn't want to be with the BJP, there are other, I beg your pardon, with the Congress, there are other political parties who don't want to stand with the Congress. It's really not going to help them consolidate or solidify that relationship.
See, why is everything so political to you only? Look at the larger concern. It's about democracy in India. Democracy in India is under threat. Everyone has to rise to the occasion and fight this fascist government. That is what should be focused upon. I mean, if there's no democracy, what is left in India? Please understand this. Our democracy has been assaulted by this Modi government. Our constitution has been assaulted. There's been a frontal assault on the constitution of India over the last 8 years. Please understand this, and every party should rise against the fascist Modi government. And this is our call. This is our duty. This is what we should be doing. Every citizen should be concerned right now as to what is happening in India. Look at the events. Bharat Jodo Yatra happens, it rattles Mr. Modi. The Adani issue happens, Mr. Rahul Gandhi raises question in parliament against Mr. Adani and asks Mr. Modi to clarify. Mr. Modi is rattled again. Then there is demand for JPC. Mr. Modi is rattled again. Mr. Modi is disturbed. He wanted to divert attention. He does not want to answer on Modi. Modi plus Adani combination is the biggest scam in Indian history. People have lost their life saving. Thousands of crores have been wiped out. LIC is under
Mr.
pressure.
Modi Agarwal, there's a committee appointed by the Supreme Court to go into this. Do you not believe in the judicial system of the country?
Mr.
Agarwal,
That's
please,
why all this is happening.
All right.
Be
Let's
under
please
no
ask you a
illusion.
question. You are going
may
on
give
and on
any
and on about
political
democracy
commentary that
being
you
in danger.
want.
Please, Mr.
Look
Agarwal,
at the
let's
reality
stick
of
to
this
facts.
country right now.
Mr.
Aren't you scared?
Mr. Mudit Agarwal.
Aren't you guys scared?
All right,
That
Mr.
if you
Mudit
don't
Agarwal, you
toe
need to
government's
pause
line,
for us to
the
ask you a
same can happen
question.
to you.
You're making a point.
Please tell
Please let
me.
us ask you a question. Allow us to ask you a
Yeah,
question.
please.
You are
Please
saying
do that.
democracy, there's an onslaught on democracy. Please
Isn't
explain
there?
to me. A court hands down a verdict to Rahul Gandhi and a secretariat in the Lok Sabha issues a notification. That's an onslaught of democracy. That's killing of the constitution.
I think the problem with you is if you are looking at things what happened today in isolation of what is happening in 8 years, probably you will come to this judgment. But you should look at what has been happening in 8 years and look at this just as one part of a larger movie that's been playing. I'm sorry, you are oblivious to all those facts. Seriously? You are telling me you don't know what is happening in India these days?
Mr. Srivastava, is that
Come on now,
a correct
look
interpretation?
Look
Ashutosh
inside and see what
Srivastava,
is
is that a
happening.
correct interpretation?
Ask your conscience.
You're a lawyer. Please
Ask your
respond to it.
conscience what is happening in India these days.
Is that
anyone who
Ashutosh
opposes the
Srivastava
government?
coming here about,
I mean,
this conviction yesterday.
civil
was
society, farmers who protest,
two-year conviction in
students,
this defamation
Dalits,
case. That is something opposition
farmers.
parties have also been questioning. A
Tell
two-year
me one-
conviction for this. Though the court in its judgment did say that because Rahul Gandhi was a member of parliament, they wanted to set an example. But yes, come in here on the legality of it.
We are going to fight it legally and we are going to fight it politically also.
Please
they
let
are both
Mr.
connected
Srivastava,
as well as separate.
please
Yeah,
let
sure.
Mr. Srivastava speak, Mr. Agarwal.
Yeah, sure.
According
Develop
to
a
me,
conscience,
it is
guys.
all based on the legality. I think it should not be made anything into political on this. It has been decided by the court. If the court had taken the cognizance and the trial was going on, much prior to that, Mr. Gandhi, through his counsel, could have already approached the higher court for the quashing under Section 482 of Criminal Procedure Code if he was of the view that the prosecution was all wrongly being done and was unnecessarily going on. He had all the options, but he did not opted any of them. So the trial court, after following the due process of law, convicted him. And considering Section 8, subsection 3 of the Representation of People's Act, it is very clear that if anybody is convicted for more than 2 years, the candidature will be cancelled. So I do not find anything political into this. It is completely legal. See, the political party, anybody, opposition, or whoever can have all the options to resort to the courts if they have any issue for some other related or correlated matters. But so far as this particular issue is concerned, it is purely legal in nature. And this has to be further relief if it is to be sought. It has to be through the courts only.
You've also had, the Congress and Mr. Kharge pointing out how the case was delayed, in fact, by the petitioner himself. But Akhilesh, the other issue that was, we were talking about earlier today was what Mr. JP Nadda raised about this insult to OBCs by Rahul Gandhi's statement. So the BJP, playing that card as well and coming before the Karnataka elections. Give us more details on that.
That's right, Gargi. In fact, I believe that this fight will not only be fought within the courts, but it will also go to the people, because the Karnataka elections are coming. Maybe in the next few days, the election will be announced in Karnataka. And today, the BJP president, the way he spoke about insult to the OBCs, because he is saying that particularly this statement by Rahul Gandhi is an insult to the entire OBC community. And that's why the BJP is saying that the OBC community will reply to this insult through the democratic means. So he's indicating that the BJP is going to make it a big issue in the upcoming Karnataka Assembly elections. And as far as the OBC representation is concerned, BJP has been saying that the OBC community has been supporting the party in the last two Lok Sabha elections and in the 2 Assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh. And BJP has been gaining a lot of OBC votes, especially from the Congress party. So this particular issue of Rahul Gandhi's comments actually suits the BJP very well, and that's why they want to make it a big issue in the upcoming Assembly elections in Karnataka.
So they're going to take this to the people of Karnataka, and the Congress also is, taking to the streets. We've seen protests today as well. Ashutosh, I just wanted, to ask you once again about what happens after if, Mr. Rahul Gandhi does get that stay, because we have the example of the Lakshadweep MP, which the media has been talking about how he too was disqualified after being convicted for 2 years, and then he got a stay by the High Court. Even before that, the Election Commission had called for a by-election. He even went to the Supreme Court, and now since January, I think it's been in limbo. Akhilesh, you could also point out over here, it's been in limbo. He is to come back to the Lok Sabha, but it hasn't happened yet. So something similar can we expect with Rahul Gandhi?
See, if the stay is granted by the higher court while hearing the appeal, so that means the operation of the previous order, which is at present available, will be seized. So the operation of that order will not be into effect. So in that case, he cannot be said to be convicted in a way where the order has been stayed by the higher court, because the law of merger will apply and the order of the higher court will apply. In that case, this order which says that he is convicted will not be operative. So this is how then he can be continued as the MP in that case. Or if during further in the appeal, suppose if he is acquitted, or maybe the punishment is not 2 years, or maybe it is less than 2 years. So in that case also his candidature can be safeguarded. So as we know, in the Lily Thomas judgment, that was also challenged in review earlier, but the same was also rejected by the Supreme Court. And then at that time, when Congress was into force, they had come up with a new bill against this order. But this bill, I think, was withdrawn by the Congress party themselves, stating it to be not in consistence with the Constitution and also with the Representation of People's Act. So it was withdrawn, and then whatever the law, Section 8(3) of the Representation of People Act is applicable. So I think when they go for appeal, and if the stay is given on the operation of this particular order passed by the Judicial Magistrate of Surat Court, then in that case his candidature can be safeguarded till the appeal is finally decided in this regard.
All right.
And also, Gargi, is very rare that criminal defamation case such sentence is given for 2 years, which is the maximum punishment in this offence, and that's why the Congress party is hoping that they will get reprieve from the higher courts.
Right. We'll slip into a short break right now. Thank you all for joining us, and on this breaking news which we're continuing to track.